Right now at 6, vehicle prices have skyrocketed over the past year, and mechanics say that's more reason to keep up on regular maintenance. And from lacrosse to Lambo, a downtown product is now being offered at Packers home games.
You're watching WKBT Lacrosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Amy DuPont. Ken is off tonight. Used vehicle prices are up, way up. According to Consumer Reports, since February of 2020, sticker prices have risen by more than 50%. And nationwide, the average age of a used vehicle is now more than 12 years old, which is why, as our News 8 Now's Rob Romano found out, staying on top of regular maintenance is important. Rob?
Good evening, Amy. Forbes magazine reports that the average repair cost for vehicles in the Midwest is more than $366. Now, I spoke to a mechanic about why that number might not come down anytime soon. Jim Burge, the owner of Bob's Auto Service in La Crosse, says vehicle repairs are more expensive these days because of higher labor and supply costs.
Back in January and February, we had parts prices that went up 3 times. It is more expensive, and we've seen a lot more large bills on cars. And people are fixing stuff that normally they wouldn't.
Burge says it's important to get an oil change because it's an opportunity for a mechanic to find anything else that might be wrong.
There's a seal leak and there's an axle seal leak.
On Wednesday, Burge was giving this Jeep Wrangler an oil change when he came across an axle that was leaking differential fluid.
Worst thing that happens is it runs out of oil and it burns up the rear end.
Burge said that if enough differential fluid leaks out of this Jeep Wrangler's axle, it could destroy this component, known as a rear differential, which could cost thousands to fix.
Probably $2,000–3,000.
Amid the high costs of everything automotive, Cooley Auto on Rose Street has been in business since 2019. Dan Swift is the vice president of sales. He says the company pays for its own set of truckers to bring vehicles to La Crosse, allowing the company to save money on shipping.
And we're able to decrease the cost of bringing a vehicle to market more so than we used to be able to in the past.
Swift recommends that people trade in older vehicles prior to buying a used car.
So anyone coming in to trade in their vehicle has gotten a great deal, comparatively speaking to what they might have bought it for 3 years ago.
And the average price of a new car in the U.S. is more than $47,000. That's according to Kelley Blue Book.
Whew, a lot more than I paid. Thanks, Rob. Yep. According to the Consumer Price Index, since August of 2021, the price of that new vehicle, well, it's up about 10%, more than 10%. Well, what a great day for the first day of Oktoberfest. Bill, it is beautiful and very fall-like for this fall fest.
It is fairly typical numbers, still a little short of average, but a bit warmer than the past couple of days with highs in the 60s. Most spots in the mid to some upper 60s in a few spots. I can update that 66 in La Crosse to a 67, 65 in Eau Claire, 68 in Winona. So, boy, Mother Nature was playing right along with astronomical fall starting last Thursday. Every day since has been below average for that high temperature, except for this past Sunday when we reached 73 degrees. Lots of sunshine, great late September evening shaping up for the Torchlight Parade, which gets underway in about an hour on the north side of the city. Just some passing clouds over far northern parts of the state, but nothing around here except for that clear sky that you saw through CityCam. Temperatures between about 60 and 64 degrees. Will drop to about 59 by 7 o'clock and drop through the 50s during the parade. So you'll want to dress accordingly so that you stay warm out there. Overnight, not quite as chilly as the past several nights. Lows in La Crosse around 43, still some mid-30s in our northern and eastern communities. We'll talk more about Oktoberfest, including the Maple Leaf Parade forecast for Saturday. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Bill. The suspect of the Waukesha Christmas parade attack will represent himself at trial. Daryl Brooks is now his own attorney, so he will need to follow all the rules of the court and will be responsible for everything his lawyers would have been. That includes jury selection, opening and closing statements, presenting evidence, and examining witnesses. Brooks's trial is scheduled to start on Monday. 3 members of the state board that oversees Wisconsin's technical colleges and who were appointed by former Republican Governor Scott Walker have refused to step down, even though their terms ended more than a year ago. Dozens of Democratic Governor Tony Evers appointees are still waiting to serve on various state boards, but lack the Senate's confirmation. The Walker appointees, who we're learning about this week, have taken the same approach as other Walker appointee Fred Pren, who, encouraged by Republicans in control now, to keep his seat on the State Natural Resources Board to ensure GOP control, even though his term expired last year. Pren's actions prompted a state Supreme Court ruling that vacancy must exist before a governor can fill it. Meantime, Governor Evers is meeting with students across Wisconsin. Today, he visited the UW-La Crosse campus and toured multiple buildings, including the Student Union and the Prairie Springs Science Center. Student leaders chatted with the governor about politics and current social issues. Governor Evers, who is running for re-election, says it's important to speak with college-age kids because their vote represents the future of state politics.
I think students, just like everybody else, want people that are in authority and people that are in the legislature and the governor's office really work hard to find common ground as possible. I think most people would agree with that, and even I agree with that.
Earlier today, Governor Evers visited with students on the UW Green Bay and Whitewater campuses as well. The Wisconsin archery and crossbow season is already underway, and the gun deer season is going to start in November. But the Wisconsin DNR is reminding hunters now about chronic wasting disease testing resources. The department offers CWD testing for free. Hunters can drop off samples at self-serve kiosks or with meat processors and taxidermists who are working with the DNR.
It is important to the deer hunters from several aspects. And one is, of course, the aspect of venison consumption and making an informed decision of whether or not the deer that's harvested meets the hunter's risk consideration as far as whether or not that animal should be consumed or not.
On the DNR website, you will find a map of the self-serve kiosk drop-off and samples and instructions for preparing the samples for testing. Once samples are dropped off, results come back in about 2 weeks. Testing helps the DNR track that disease statewide. The Salvation Army and Quick Trip are teaming up to help local kids stay warm. Those two organizations are asking for donations of new and gently used coats at Quick Trips in La Crosse and Onalaska and at the Salvation Army in La Crosse. The Coats for Kids program accepts coats of all sizes for kids of all ages. A popular La Crosse spot is now part of a pretty big collaboration. La Crosse Distilling Company announced a 3-year partnership with the Green Bay Packers. Signature spirits like Downtown Toodaloo and Field Notes Gin and Vodka are now going to be available at Lambeau Field. The distillery is known for its sustainable practices, and the Packers vice president says the company is an ideal match for his team. Congratulations, La Crosse proud. Still ahead, health experts are asking parents to be aware of a virus that's hitting U.S. kids. Doctors say there is a way to protect your own children. And UWL students made the day a little brighter for people living with Parkinson's. Their unique bike ride coming up next.
Right now at Ashley, find great deals on bestsellers in-store and online. These trending styles are in stock and ready for fast delivery, so you don't have to wait. Plus, pay no interest for up to 60 months. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
They're destroying America and our livelihoods. Now, DC elites are spending big on Brad Paff. The same Beltway bigwigs who wasted taxpayer money that bailed out elite golf courses and luxury hotels are now bankrolling Brad Paff's campaign because Brad Paff supported their big spending, price-hiking, reckless schemes. And that's why we can't send him to Washington. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You heard the jingle man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go! When we got pregnant with Lizzie, we were so excited. So when the complications started, it was really scary.
We never considered ending the pregnancy, but those are the kinds of decisions only a family can make. But Derek Van Orden wants the government to do it, banning all abortions, even when a woman's life is at risk.
I'm Betty.
I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Brad Paff. I approve this message because I'll never stop fighting for your right to choose.
Your local Ashley store has all the top mattress brands in stock and ready for fast delivery. And right now, you can save up to $700 on your best night's sleep with select Sealy and Ashley sleep mattress sets. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
Doctors are not sounding the alarm, but they do want parents to be aware of a rise in cases of a particular respiratory illness. It is called enterovirus D68, and in some cases can cause paralysis in kids. Now, cases began to rise this summer, but doctors say the virus typically comes in 2-year waves, and the best way to protect your family is to take typical preventative measures.
So the bottom line is we wash our hands, we do our best to keep good hygiene, we get vaccines on time.
Symptoms of this virus act like a typical cold. However, be aware of things like trouble breathing and experiencing limb, neck, and back pain. That's when you need to see a doctor. Small gestures can make a big difference, and that was the case today at La Crosse's Concordia Ballroom, where UWL therapeutic recreation students spent the day with people living with Parkinson's disease. Students ran balance and hand grip assessments and helped patients try out a new adaptive bicycle. The clinic is helpful for both students and community members. Students got a chance to bring their studies outside of the classroom, and the community, well, they worked to get outside and enjoy some fun and safe exercise.
This is one of the first times we've been able to get back out with the community and actually do some stuff, get some hands-on experience. Students can learn, community members get a chance to experience a different type of adapted bicycling.
To put that clinic together, UWL worked with the Star Center. That's an organization that provides physical therapy programs to people living with disabilities. Still ahead, we're going to take you live to the north side for the Oktoberfest Torchlight Parade, where bands and floats there are lining up to light up the streets.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grawl. Temperature is a bit more seasonable as we head into the Oktoberfest weekend. My full 8-day forecast coming up next.
On crime, Tony Evers broke his promise. Evers released hundreds of violent criminals from prison. Murderers, child rapists, back on our streets. Evers broke his promise. Now we're less safe than ever.
Tim Michels took an oath to protect America, and that's what he'll do as governor. Michels will put more police on the street, fire weak prosecutors, and keep criminals behind bars. Strength and leadership. Tim Michels for governor.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear, my taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets, because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his Senate seat to write a loophole that gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
Because the founder of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
Let the fest begin. La Crosse Oktoberfest officially gets underway tonight with craft beer night at the fest grounds and La Crosse's Torchlight Parade. And that is where we find our Dua Asrar. She is live on the parade route on La Crosse's north side.
Hi, Amy. I'm live at the Torchlight Parade, and as you can see, there's so many people who are lined up getting ready for the parade to begin. There's lots of cars that are already decked out in lights. Now, the Torchlight Parade is a point of pride for the North Side community, and the parade isn't possible without the Torchlight Parade Marshal. And I've got the Marshal here tonight, Mike Jorgensen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Weather is beautiful. We've got a little time before the parade starts, so anyone that wants to come down and enjoy, get your glow sticks and come on down.
All right, so why is the Torchlight Parade such an important parade for the North Side community?
Well, I think there's a lot of traditions with a lot of people and families. And us, for instance, our family, we used to live close to the parade route here, so it was always a gathering place for friends and family. And then we would walk down to the parade and as a group, and it was always fun. And I think that's a lot with other people as well. It said, it starts out in a residential area here, so there's a lot of families that make it their tradition every year, and it's a good way to kick off the fest.
All right, thank you so much. Now, the parade kicks off at 7 p.m., and if you're down here, you might see a few familiar faces walking that parade route. Reporting live in Northside La Crosse, Dua Asrar, News 8 Now.
And when she says familiar faces, Dua, you mean you and other members of the News 8 Now team. Have fun. It's your very first one. It's my favorite parade of the fest. You're going to love it. All right, have fun. And the Maple Leaf Parade, the other big parade, is going to take place this Saturday. WKBT is proud to bring the celebration right to your living room. Our broadcast starts at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. You can watch it on MyTV, which is channel 8.2. On Charter, that's channel 6. And on CenturyLink, it is channel 10. Well, area seniors, they've been festing all day long. They packed the downtown fest grounds early this morning for the annual senior breakfast. Now, this event has been hosted by WIZM Radio for more than 30 years. But this morning was the first time in 2 years that breakfast drew a big crowd.
We didn't have it 2 years ago at all, right? And then last year there was still some COVID, not restrictions, but concerns. So we had a smaller crowd. I think we're going to have a great crowd this morning.
They absolutely did. Volunteers from Ultra Federal Credit Union helped serve food to more than 600 people. The Oktoberfest royal family and performer Dr. Rock, you see him there, also made an appearance. Oktoberfest attracts people from across the globe, and this year 12 festers from Winnipeg are visiting. It's through the Oktoberfest Visiting Dignitary Program, and for some in this year's group, it's their first time in La Crosse. They tell News 8 Now that they are excited to take part in the traditions like the tapping of the golden keg. The Canadians do host their own festival in February, and our Oktoberfest organizers will get a chance to go up there to check it out themselves.
We definitely have enjoyed the hospitality here in Wisconsin, and if anybody wants to venture north in February, we will definitely extend that same hospitality to them.
And our dignitaries are going to stay in La Crosse throughout the weekend, taking part in all the fest has to offer. And boy, the weather is really shaping up to be amazingly awesome for this fest, Bill.
Yeah, it really is, and that includes this evening for the Torchlight. In case you missed it earlier, 59 degrees at 7 o'clock, dropping through the 50s as we head through that parade. So definitely dress accordingly. Pretty typical numbers for late September. All right, tracking the tropics. Again, devastating. Hurricane Ian came ashore yesterday as a Category 4 over southwest Florida. Weakened to a tropical storm as it crossed the Florida Peninsula. Now has reemerged over the Atlantic, back to a Category 1 hurricane. Winds sustained 75 miles per hour, moving north-northeast at 10 and located 240 miles south of Charleston, South Carolina. And that's where it has its sights set next. As we look at the projected path over the next 48 hours, staying at Category 1, right around 80 mile per hour wind speeds as it makes its landfall once again, a second time, this time on South Carolina, right near Charleston. and then it quickly weakens to a tropical disturbance as it heads north through North Carolina and into Virginia, but still as much as 4 to 6 inches of rain inland for those folks, and that could cause some problems with that higher terrain in those areas. So a lot of folks are still going to have to deal with Ian over the next 2 days. Skies are clear around here. Our high today 67 after a morning low of 37, so below the averages of 70 and 49. 87 and 28 are the records. And look at the rainfall, 1.66 inches. So we are 1.87 inches below average. So abnormally dry conditions now down to La Crosse and north. Still moderate to severe drought conditions for parts of Wabasha, Buffalo, Pepin, and Dunn counties as well. 64 degrees out at the airport and downtown here at the station. Winds out of the south-southeast at around 10 miles per hour. The Mississippi dropping 5.13. Eau Claire, you folks, sunshine, 63 degrees. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10. Nice day to our west, 70s and 80s from the northern plains into the central plains. Still cooler than average here, but not by much. Low to mid 60s currently. And winds out of the south and southeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Not as chilly tonight as the past several nights. Upper 30s to low 40s in the county, including about 43 in the La Crosse area. Upper 30s to low 40s down to the south, maybe some 37s in Lafarge and Hillsborough. As we head back to the north, coldest readings, Monroe and Jackson counties, maybe some 34s and 35s in some spots, and then upper 30s to low 40s across the north. So skies are clear. Any significant cloud cover bypassing us to the north. Now as this ridge slides to the east, a southerly flow, that's going to help warm temperatures over the next couple of days to about where they should be. Clear skies tonight, lots of sunshine tomorrow, just a few high clouds at times, and even into tomorrow night and Saturday, any rain chances look to fade before making their way into our area. So for tonight, mostly clear, not quite as chilly as the past several nights, 43 for the low, 70 tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy skies, and staying seasonable right through the weekend with a partly cloudy sky for Saturday, the big Maple Leaf Parade, a high of 72, 71 on Sunday and Monday, some low-end rain chances next Tuesday and Wednesday, and then significantly cooler later next week, highs in the 50s, maybe some frost and freeze concerns again by next Thursday night.
All right, thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Coming up in sports, could the Brewers get some more help from one of their rivals? Plus, a Packers rookie off to a hot start, and now he's getting rewarded for it. Rob's in next with sports.
CityCam 8 is brought to you by the Board Store. Are new windows in your future? We're a Pro Via Platinum dealer with certified installers. We'll help you find the best style, color, and glass options for your budget.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Get 11% off everything to make your home more efficient. Seal off and fill all gaps with great stuff. Expanding spray foam. It quickly minimizes drafts and bonds to most surfaces. Get a can for just $6.90 after 11% off. Menards carries a great selection of Richmond water heaters in stock to ensure that you have hot water when you need it. With high efficiency and tankless models to choose from, you're sure to find your perfect fit. Get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Being there, every minute of every day. As your community electric cooperative, it's not just our way of doing business, it's our way of life. And as a Touchstone Energy Cooperative member, that means value that goes far beyond the energy we provide. Value you can't really put a price on. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
It was a rough opener for the Packers, but it's been all uphill since then. The Green and Gold have won 2 straight. They might have found something special in their rookie wide receiver. And after a breakout performance in Week 3, Green Bay's Romeo Doubs is getting acknowledged for it. The Packers receiver being named the NFL Rookie of Week 3. Doubs catching 8 passes for 73 yards, including the first touchdown of his career in Sunday's win over Tampa. Doubs' 8 receptions are the most by a Packers rookie since Jerry Ellis did it back in 1980. And it ranks second just behind Max McGee. He had 9 catches against the Rams all the way back in 1954. And Doubs is the first Packers rookie to win the award since Jamal Williams back in 2017. Doubs says scoring his first touchdown on Sunday was a moment he won't forget.
It was a great moment to be in, you know, with me just being the first in my family to play at this level. I mean, it's big for not just myself, but I like to think outside and see, you know, maybe the kids that are inspired by me watching.
As for the team overall, it was a hard-fought game on both sides of the ball in Sunday's 14-12 win. The defense came to play, and the offense did enough early. This week, the Pack is back at Lambeau to take on the Patriots. And even though the matchup might look a little easier on paper, Aaron Rodgers says he's got a lot of respect for that coach and team on the opposing sideline.
They're very well prepared, very well coached, and you got to be kind of ready for every coverage, pressure, 0, drop 8, a lot of different things. A lot of respect for Coach Belichick. He's best coach in the history of the game, I think.
Should be a fun one this Sunday at Lambeau. Patriots and Packers kick off at 3:25. Brewers needing help from the rival Cubs for a 3rd straight day. Chicago looking to sweep Philly. This is exactly what the Brewers want in the first. Patrick Wisdom going the other way. That's a base hit. 1 run comes in just like that. It's 1-0 Cubbies. In the 5th, same score. Runner on 3rd for Ian Happ, and he brings them home with this base hit in the left field. How about those Cubs? Chicago gets the 3-game sweep over Philadelphia. They win this one 2-0. So now the Phillies and Brewers are tied for that 3rd and final wild card spot. And Amy, if the Brewers win tonight, they jump ahead of the Phillies by a half a game. Like we said yesterday, they got an easy schedule.
Right.
So these are
and they're at
games.
home,
they're
which
at home.
is very important
Absolutely.
as well.
Should be fun to watch.
So what do you think? Are you like?
I think they can do it.
Okay.
I mean, Ken's not here. I can kind of crap on him a little bit, but he was done. He was done. He gave up on them, and I think they got a shot. When he comes back, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's how I feel.
We'll see. We'll be right back.
Beat high fuel costs this winter with a Harmon pellet stove or insert package from Warming Trends. Order now and qualify for a 26% federal tax credit and receive a locked-in rate of $1.99 per ton on your pellets for 3 years. Stop into Warming Trends today.
Under Governor Evers, hard-working Wisconsin families are being left behind. We're paying more for food, gas, everything. And Tony Evers tried to make us pay even more, a 20% gas tax increase, doubling the tax on home heating bills. And while Evers puts the squeeze on us, he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to people who refuse to work. He even opposes drug testing welfare recipients. Tony Evers is leaving hard-working Wisconsin families behind.
We should prank Allison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your refrigerator running?
Yeah, why?
Well, you better go catch it. Ooh, we should prank Shelby.
Ooh, yeah.
Is your furnace running?
No, I haven't turned it on yet.
I know who you should call. Call GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Beat high fuel costs this winter with the Vermont Castings wood stove from Warming Trends. Vermont Castings wood stove add warmth and style to function and convenience. Plus, they qualify for a 26% tax credit. Order yours today. Warming Trends, County Road Zion, Alaska.
Again, if you're heading over to the north side for the Torchlight Parade, temperatures falling through the 50s, but dry. Overnight, not quite as chilly, 43 in the cross, still some mid-30s north and east. And look at those high temperatures around 70 to 72 right through the weekend.
And make sure to wave to the News 8 Now crew on the parade route. They love that. Heckle them. They love that too. We'll see you at 10.